Calm and serene, this spot holds huge significance for Sandra. It was here a year ago that she absorbed some life-changing news.
Bordeaux was the place I came to the day after I was diagnosed, and I set off early in the morning on my bike and I came down here and I sat quietly by myself having my breakfast, and that was my way of celebrating my diagnosis.
But life for Sandra isn't always this tranquil. Because of her Asperger's, she struggles with sensory and social situations.
For example, working in an office environment, everybody else in there is going to tune out the noise of the humming computer tower, and they're not going to be particularly bothered by the lights and other things. For me, that's constant all day. That noise is going on all day. I can't tune it out. So in the midst of all that other chaos, I'm trying to have meaningful conversations with colleagues and on the telephone and make sense of what's going on. Supermarkets are noisy places by their very nature. The acoustics in there doesn't tend to be so good. And I have abandoned shopping sometimes. I've just thought I can't actually, I'll either walk past the place or I'll go in the doorway and then just decide I can't actually deal with it on that day and I'll go away again. In an ideal world, there'd be no music in supermarkets, the trolleys wouldn't squeak, nobody would talk in there, the tills would be silent, and everything would be neatly lined up on the shelves, nothing would be out of place.
Sandra's spent decades dealing with this overbearing world on her own because she wasn't diagnosed until she was 52, a situation common for women with the condition.
We are generally better at disguising the social difficulties we have. We learn to mimic better perhaps than boys do, and the presentation is just different and more subtle.
Now, with the relief of knowing what she's dealing with, she's developing her own coping mechanisms.
It's not a bad thing that you struggle with these things necessarily, because it pushes you to be creative and come up with solutions, which I enjoy doing.
Some of these solutions: wearing ear defenders or tinted glasses and bracelets for when she feels anxious. Despite these accessories though, Sandra's disability isn't visible, something she's asking more islanders to be aware of.
If somebody's not responding to you or behaving in quite the way you would want them to, or maybe they're holding up a queue in the supermarket for some reason and you're getting frustrated with them, perhaps to question why that might be, that they're not just being annoying. There might be some reason why they're struggling at that point in time.
Some simple understanding that the world can look very different through someone else's eyes. Charlie Frost, ITV News.